Hi, Professor Olson. I am doing my second support group video, and this time I went to an Al-Anon support group. This Al-Anon support group was at 8 p.m., and it was at the Central Presbyterian Church in Des Moines. Um, we saw people there that had lived with an alcoholic or had a relationship with an alcoholic that was close. The overall experience was good. It was a great support group. Everyone there was super nice. My feelings before this were that it was going to be an awesome experience because I had such a good experience at an AA meeting. So I didn't really have any bad biases towards this group. One thing that I did notice, though, that kind of changed my feelings towards the end, not in a negative way, but I just kind of felt a little weird, was when we got there, on the sheet, it did not say what kind of meeting it was. So apparently they had just voted that it was going to be a closed one. They said that they were going to vote for us to be able to stay, me and the other person that I went with, for us to be able to stay in the group. And we said, it's fine if you want us to leave, no big deal. So they did have to vote to let us stay because they had just chosen to make their meeting a closed meeting instead of an open one because the open ones, you don't have to have a relationship with someone who was an alcoholic or love someone who was an alcoholic. It's open for anyone and everyone. So they changed it for that reason, being that you're saying stuff about these things and you want to be able to relate to everyone in the group, so they thought it would be better for their meeting to be closed for that purpose. They voted and we were able to stay, so it was a great meeting overall. Everyone was super nice and it was a good time. There were a lot of things that were talked about that related to everyone on every single level, just related to life things and life situations. One of the things that I thought was cool was that in Al-Anon, they don't talk about the alcoholic in their life. They talk about how it affected their life and what they have been doing to try and make their life better since that point. It's about them. It's not focused on the alcoholic, which is great because I thought it would be. So that changed my perception, which was really good. This relates to the theoretical material that we're studying in class because a lot of the times we focus on the diseases and the people that are affected by the disease, like the patient themselves and who has the disease instead of the people that are around them and affected. I know we briefly touch on it, saying that it's difficult for caregivers and people in their lives and loved ones and friends and all that stuff, but it was cool to see it in real life and understand that, everyone is affected by a disease and how they get to cope with it, and that there's support groups that are available for them if they needed it, which was good to see. The recovery principles that were at Al-Anon were, they did go over the 12 Alcoholic Anonymous ones, and then they had 12 for themselves. They had 12 Al-Anon ones. So that was neat to know that they have their own set of materials. It was also cool because when we were there, they each were talking about like what step they were on, and they were like, oh, I'm on the 8th step. I've been here for a couple of years, and it's like they are never going to be done with it is what they kept saying, and they are just continuously moving through the process of their life. And one of the situations that they had to encounter was an alcoholic, and this is a group that shares what they're doing to get past that experience and help them grow from that experience instead of allowing it to affect their lives in a negative way. One specific client, she was sitting right next to me actually. She was so nice and so sweet, and she was so happy that we were there. She shocked me because she actually said that this was a blessing in her life, and that having an alcoholic in her life changed everything for her, but in a positive way. Of course, while she was going through it, it was negative, and she did not want what was happening to happen to her and her family, but she says she wouldn't change a thing now, which is amazing to understand that, yeah, you may be stuck in such a horrible position for however long, but there is always another side. There's always you're going to overcome this, which is the feeling that she gave off to the entire group. So it was good to see that. And I mean, she was just radiating positive energy. She was so happy. She was so sweet. And it was just amazing to see that because, you think that things that happen to your life are so detrimental and you're just so stuck in that part of your life that you think that there's nothing that can help you come out of it and there's not another side. And then it's like, hey, there actually is. And once you get there, you're like, oh my gosh, wow, I am such a better person. I've learned so many things. And honestly, a lot of the times you are thankful for those negative things and the negative experiences that you've had to be able to overcome them and be this new person and have these new experiences and be able to say that I overcame that is such a huge relief and such a positive thing for a lot of people. So she really struck me. This will change my nursing impact because I think that a lot of the times with patients with disorders and diseases, and not even just alcoholics, but we oftentimes find ourselves saying well, if the family would do this and if the family would do that, or if the friend would do this, or, if they had a better support group, this would change and all that stuff. And it's like, well, we don't really know how far the people in their lives have gone to help the people that we are trying to help as well. We don't know what is happening outside of their lives. We don't know what's happening outside of this hospital room. So we cannot place blame or place judgment on people that are in their lives that have tried to do things that we just don't know about. So that was cool to see. The Al-Anon group was amazing, and I think that it'll definitely impact my nursing judgment and my nursing practice. But yeah, it was a great group, and I'm glad I got to experience it.